exciting part 2. So get your popcorn ready, sit back and enjoy the film. Please watch until the end. We need the likes, we need the subscriptions, and we need the views. Thank you.
We moved from our base in the Helm Swap in Dalgety Bay yesterday to the Larrick campsite, which is near T Port, and it was a lovely afternoon and evening. We forgot mostly to do any filming because we went out for a lovely walk, and it's not quite so lovely this morning.
There were 3 lovelies in that sentence.
Okay, too many lovelies. Anyway, what we've decided...
And not one of them related to me.
What we decided to do is go into Dundee, which is nearby, to see until the rain passes over. The weather got worse before it got better, so even walking around Dundee was a bit of a stretch, so we went to watch the Salt Path in the cinema. The next day the weather had improved, so off we went for a bit of an explore. The first stop was Carnoustie, obviously famous for its golf links. However, as non-golfers we headed to the 2-mile-long beach for a walk. After our walk we headed to Arbroath. As the guidebooks all say, it's worth a visit. Getting out of the car park, however, is tricky as they seem to keep the barriers down for a very long time. Arbroath is famous for 2 things: Arbroath Smokies and the Declaration of Arbroath. The first, a smoky, is similar to a kipper but uses haddock instead of herring. The second, the Declaration, is a letter sent to the Pope in 1320 regarding Scottish independence and self-governance, and is considered the most important letter in Scottish history. Enough history, back to food. Fish fingers and hash browns in the Ridge Monkey with strawberries to finish. You just got to love a campsite where the ice cream van comes. No, we didn't buy one, we were too full from tea. Day 75 saw us leave Larrick campsite and move further up the coast for an overnight stop in St Cyrus Nature Reserve. On the way we visited Dunator Castle, a ruined medieval fortress perched atop of a 160-foot rock. Dunator is best known as the place where the Scottish crown jewels were hidden from Oliver Cromwell's invading army. We just remember it for an awful lot of steps down and an awful lot of steps back up. Our park up for the night was pretty isolated, so we stopped in Stonehaven for some provisions. It was a pleasant walk into town along the boardwalk, admiring the sculptures. Finally we arrived at St Cyrus Nature Reserve and had enough time to go for a walk on the beach. You can park and sleep overnight in St Cyrus Nature Reserve for a donation to the charity, either via QR code or a money in a box. I mean, it is just a car park, but the toilets were clean and they were open for 24 hours. Always a bonus.
Herb station. Got on a herb station.
We've got basil,
Well, it was fresh when we bought it.
Yeah. We're having pasta. Tomato pasta sauce with tuna. So we've got onion, garlic, dried tomatoes, chopped tomatoes and tuna.
Other ingredients are 1 onion for the amount of mussels we're doing, a load of garlic here, make sure they can see this garlic, and then quite a bit of parsley.
And mixed herbs and basil.
It was time to say goodbye to our stop in St Cyrus. We enjoyed the stop. It was extremely quiet, a very peaceful night, an excellent sleep, and we headed off refreshed for our next day in Scotland. We made our way to a very small village called Cairngorms, which was tiny and pretty. En route we came across some amazing scenery as well. Here's Cairngorms, it's a church obviously, and there was a grand arch, and that grand arch was built to celebrate the visit of Queen Victoria and Prince Albert to the village. Next to Bankery, walk along, sat on a nice bench, very pretty place again. Have to think of another word for pretty, lots of benches too. Then we headed off and we came across an AA box, one of the 19 remaining in the UK. So that was a bit of a treat. We headed to the gliding club and the road alongside the gliding club, where we found our site for the night. Very nice restaurant there as well. And early in the morning, I noticed activity on the gliding field. So not knowing much about gliding, the blue plane is pulling the glider along, and then as the blue plane lifts off, the little glider goes up. Really friendly club, because I contacted them about could we stay there, but unfortunately we couldn't. So we just looked at it from afar. On the way to Braemar, we came across this. Very impressive, very large. The Braemar Games, or Gathering as it's properly known, is held on the Princess Royal and Duke of Fife Memorial Park, set in sleepy little Braemar, which is in the Cairngorms. On the first Saturday in September, from 1832, except the war years I think, Braemar's population swells from about 800 people to 16,000, so it will be busy. Every year that the Games has been held, a member of the royal family has been present to watch the event. They are staunch supporters of the event, and there was a wonderful, huge photograph of the Queen and Duke of Edinburgh and others in the little hut, which I guess is the equivalent to the royal box.
We've spent a couple of hours in Braemar walking around the Highland Games, place where they do the Highland Games, and we've stopped for egg lunch, boiled egg lunch, and I just thought I would show you the views 360 degrees around the van, which is our lunch spot. Absolutely brilliant.
After a very eggy egg for our lunch, the journey continued towards the Aberfeldy Air, our stop for the night, and en route we stumbled across a very sweet and lovely cake and gift shop. We just had to go in. Cadbury's crunchy slice.
Right, yeah.
Right, that looks very nice. Our peppermint slice. Nothing in that one. White chocolate digestive slice. A mini egg. This woman is a good cook, isn't she? A mini egg. Very nice, that one. This is Kit Kat. This is a Bourbon biscuit, sort of brownie. This is an Oreo, don't like them. Rocky Road caramel Twix slice for tiffin, or lemon white chocolate slice. Right, so what do you want? Where do you put the mini? end. There we go. Oh, shall I write it down?
Yeah, go on then. What have you got?
1 times Tiffin, 1 times
Crunchy Cadbury's.
crunchy. Crunchy.
Fully stocked up on cake, we set off once more. The scenery on the journey was fantastic, and as I was driving, it's only now as I'm doing voiceovers, I realise how beautiful a drive it was.
After a pretty journey, we stopped in Dunkeld, which was also quite pretty along the river, and saw loads and loads of rabbits. Not much else you can say about rabbits, is there? Anyway, those are the rabbits, in case you haven't seen rabbits before. We then reached our air, which was very good and very quiet. Apart from the morning, there was lots of cars on the road. Very close to the air was the Dewar's distillery, as can be seen by the little train here. Then it was on to Lochmaben. This was a really lovely sight and a glorious day. It was quiet, very pretty, great place to walk around, and had good ice cream in the village. There comes a time in every day when all you need to do is to stop and stare and take in your surroundings.
That's it for our little trip around a very small part of Scotland. Thanks for joining us on our adventures. Our next adventure in Louis will be, well, actually, we haven't decided yet, so don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon, and that way you won't miss it. See you soon.